Who did this job?
I don't know.
Who did this, Mark?
I'm not aware of who has done the work, but I know it is done.
Terrible job.
Catherine is the first slave.
Who employed you? Who?
We actually do have a manager.
Call the manager. Please call the
I
manager.
gave her a higher position.
And
than
then
me.
and then you call the manager and the manager say, "Oh, he did a nice job."
I'll be ready to fire this manager.
And he's doing over there.
Way too much over here. Chicken costs $4,000, Kat.
4,000 for chicken.
For a fucking.
So you want a place where chicken is
Oh, you got that
2005?
on camera?
Yes.
Catherine,
Yeah.
I tell you,
You wasn't here.
I wasn't here. That was someone else.
Look. You have no paint all over.
That makes me a good painter.
Paint all no.
That makes me messy.
Messy. You know somebody is the worst painter. Their face is covered by
Look like a toddler who's been painting.
yes, you painted your face. You want to look brown?
I do. I got the paint on my face.
Wow. This ain't right, Mark. You're doing the bad work. I don't like what you're doing. Black man.
I have an idea for a TV show. It's called Black Man. You said exactly what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Black Man. The idea of the show is, I shouldn't say it because the camera's rolling and somebody might steal the idea. But it's generally speaking, it's about not so much the struggles a black man goes through, but it's about a black man who's ignorant to what's going on around him. So he takes it as like, well, why are they doing that? Like, you just can't be affected by anything they do. I don't know how, it's almost a comedy.
Yeah.
But I've had this idea for a long time. It's called Black Man. Because we need more black shows. Or not black shows, but, you know,
Black show.
I don't know how to put it.
Imagine.
Cultural.
Cultural. Black cultural show. But black. Why should you call black? Or maybe brown.
Brown Man.
Brown man.
That could be a good name.
What's brown? Am I doing the best work?
I mean, well, I'm not doing the best work.
I think I'm putting too much color.
Yeah, even me, I think it's going to show up on the other side. So the other side of these windows are white. We have to paint them brown, but we have to take the screen out first. So I'm not doing that today or tomorrow.
You have to put like.
I'll have the workers.
Okay.
That's what they're being paid for.
Will be excited.
I hope so. Excited to work.
Who did it?
They'll be saying, who did this work for us? I'll say a thief came and did your job and stole your pay because you're not getting it.
Because you're not getting it.
They won't be getting their pay. I did the work.
You
When you work slow, I'm sorry, I got a deadline. Of course they get what they got. I'm still gonna take care of it. Whew. All right, Catherine. Get up in there and paint. Oh, you're not done.
I'm done.
Yeah, get up in there. Get up in there. I'm gonna take this big old bucket of paint. I need some more paint.
Oh. Who did this work? Who did this work?
I don't know. We have to find them.
He did a very good work. Oh,
It was
really?
me. Oh, that work? I remember that. I did that. All of a sudden. Yeah, it was me. It was me. I remember. I did it myself.
Then the manager say, go to jail.
When I mean he did a good job, I mean this is the worst work I've seen. You're fired. Get out of here. He'll be saying, no, it wasn't me.
Oh, so I need to do even here. I didn't know that.
Well, no, not the bottom. Oh, yeah, the detail. See, Catherine, you're detail-oriented. I didn't even notice the bottom. Isn't that something?
I think.
I wanted to do these ones yellow, so the middle to be
I think
yellow.
your technology, man. Your technology. The problem is your technology.
Too much technology.
So, too much technology. Sometimes you forget about things. But I think in life sometimes, when you get too much excited of something, you forget about
you ain't even
important
do
things.
these up here.
No.
You must have forgot about it.
What are you trying to prove?
You proved your own point.
What are you trying to prove?
Catherine ain't do none of these.
Yeah.
I did every single one of those. Catherine ain't
Really?
do nothing above this part.
And you did my part here up. You thought I'm short. I cannot reach here.
Apparently you couldn't reach here.
Ah, racist.
That's how they are. You say something that makes sense and now you racist.
Yeah,
They call it reverse racism. I ain't never heard of no reverse racism until this year. Man, it was a man on video, and it was a South African thing. And it was this white woman crying on camera. She was like, they're killing us in South Africa.
Yeah.
And there was this African lady, I don't know who she is or what her channel is, but she did a voiceover on the video.
Yeah.
And she said, all these years of oppression, and you're wondering why they're killing you, why the genocide is, and they're making it sound like it's a genocide. She said, it's not a genocide. And there's this white man, he's screaming behind the scenes on the camera, this is not fair. This is reverse racism. Racism doesn't solve racism. And you start thinking to yourself, what the heck do y'all see? I see a bunch of people that want their land back. You're going to settle in their country and then stay.
Yeah, but they have been there for so much longer.
Doesn't make it right. Captain, if I stole something from you 10 days ago, because it was 10 days ago, do you have no right to it?
You are right.
Exactly. So if I stole something from you 50 years ago, is it still yours?
Yeah.
Until you pay for it, it's gonna be yours.
Until I pay, how can I pay?
Until I pay for it, or until I, have your permission to have it. South Africa is exactly that. Those people came and took their land.
The thing is,
They
that
took
people still, they don't have the right.
They don't have rights in
That's
their
the
own.
problem.
Imagine having one moment. And the funny thing is, the older generation knows this. The youth don't, because they've been indoctrinated to believe these people are the hero.
Man.
And the old generation knows. Imagine some people getting off a boat in your land and saying, this is now our land, and you got to go over here.
Yeah.
And then imagine letting them. Ooh wee! That's the most confusing part. How does that happen in history? I mean, yes, there was a process, but at the same time, somebody sold somebody out. But both were wrong.
We're both wrong.
And now to this day, 50 years later, 60 years later, they don't have anything in their own land. That's infuriating. There's white people over here, and it's not about white people, but it's about you came into somebody else's thing, took what was theirs and won't give it back. And then you wonder why they don't like you. And you call it racism. Racism is I came here and didn't like you, and you didn't do anything to me. What you see is called justice.
Yeah.
But I don't get people anymore.
But I think
They
the
sitting
South
over here agreeing
Africans are
with this
still
thing.
in the struggle.
South Africans need to wake up to the fact that they're struggling. Some of them don't
Yes.
even realize there's an issue.
But I think the westernization has kept them forget about
Well, yeah.
their situation.
Because they think they're developing, and
Yes.
it's because of these white folks. So some of them are like, well, these people brought us development because without them we wouldn't have
we
this.
wouldn't have it.
But they created development and then told everybody they needed it. So how is it development? It's a made-up word. They make up a lot of
The
words.
word, yeah, that's just a
Anti-Semitism
word.
is a made-up word.
Yeah. That's just a word.
Stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense.
Because there
but
are a lot-
they have a system that
There are a
doesn't make
lot
sense.
of them. They still struggle, and I think the people is just the people. They just need to work up because you remember what they call when South Africans were killing.
Apartheid.
I know when South Africans were killing other black people from different countries, like Nigerians.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Instead of fighting with the people who stole your land, You're fighting with your own people.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We forget about
Our own
people.
Same with African Americans.
That's
You come here and
crazy.
all of a sudden you're an American. What are you doing here, white man?
That's the problem.
Mzungu. How you gonna call a person darker than you a Mzungu when Mzungu by definition means white-skinned man? That's infuriating. What you're describing they're doing is the same thing they're doing here, but on a different level.
Yeah, we hate each other.
Yeah, secretly. And that's the thing. It's a very subliminal
Not so
thing.
secretly, but what South Africans did was openly.
Yeah, they did it openly. Here it's still
Openly.
secret.
Yeah.
People don't realize a lot of people have envy. They're envious
But
of the
it's the
fact
same
that
problem.
you and I don't have an issue with each other, but a lot of people do.
I have an issue with you.
I got 2 issues with you. Now that we talking.
Let's talk about it.
People be saying Mark meets Africa and Miss Cat have beef.
A beef. Beef what? Beef burger.
The only beef we have is a beef burger. Let's go eat a beef burger. That would be nice. I am in the mood for it. But now that I don't have my truck, I got to drive this little taxi cab.
Uber.
Uber. Well, no, it's my car, but
That's a Uber.
people gonna think I'm a taxi driver.
The video, taxi.
Somebody did that.
Where?
And I looked at him and I said, I'm not a dang taxi. In full English,
But
too.
Why did he? You could have.
Because I was
taken-
parked there. I
You
was
could
parked
have
and
taken
they.
him. Where are you
Yeah, I
going?
should have took him and charged him extra. Mzungu price.
Hey. Taxi driver.
And we making videos about me.
I'm charging you American price.
$80.
$80.
You'll be saying, how much is that? About 200,000 shillings. Or no, it's less than that. Yeah, about 200,000 shillings. You'll be crying, no. I mean, but you got in my taxi. Because that's what we feel like when
And then
you
you-
force them to pay. Oh, well, no, we've already gone here and that's the price. So what if I did that to somebody? $80 and that's the price. But you got in, you should have asked me before. Because that's what they say. You should have asked before.
Why didn't you ask?
Yeah, but we don't do that crap.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Now, how would they like it? Nobody would
Nobody.
like that. Not one person I know wants to be overcharged.
I think we are good at taking advantage of each other.
I don't even think it's an issue with Africans. It's opportunists. It's a thing that people do. It's like a dark
Why do
trait.
you think people are doing like that, especially black people?
Because nobody challenges them. If you challenge it enough, that's why when you stand up for the right price, Kevin, when you see me acting crazy in the store saying, no, I know that's not the price, because I know it's not, because I went there yesterday.
Or
When
maybe
you see
have-
me doing that, that's called challenging what's wrong. You have to stand up for what's right. And you said it, most people they don't stand up for what's right. Why? Because they're afraid or lazy. I'm just gonna call it what it is. I don't want my children to grow up in a world where they can get overcharged because of whatever reason. No, thank you. Or lied to or cheated or stolen from because it's normal. Normal doesn't make it okay. Well, be cool. I'm not gonna be cool because
Be
if you
cool,
find
man.
if you find
Be
this
cool.
cool, that's what I say. If you find this cool, then I don't want to be cool. Lying and cheating is not cool, so I'm not gonna be cool.
It's like I'm killing you, and then you're screaming and be quiet.
Yeah. Like stop making so much noise or stop stabbing.
You're stabbing. You know, even parents do that.
Yeah,
They'll
they
be
do.
beating their children, so they'll be like, quiet.
Yeah, like
You're
if
hurting
it's
me. How can I be quiet?
they do that a lot here.
Yeah, I think it's so bad. But
Horrible.
what do you think? Do you think punishment is like how they punish their children here? Is
It's
nice?
too harsh.
It's too
I've
harsh?
seen a lady pick her little, it had to be a 3-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And she picked her up by the arm and slammed her on the ground because she was crying. And
Because
it did
the
not
baby
look,
was crying.
because
and then you're beating
okay.
them.
First thing she did do something wrong. I don't know what it was. I think she used the bathroom where she wasn't supposed to. But she's 3 years old.
She's young.
Yeah, and so she picks her up by the arm, and I remember looking at this through my kitchen window because my neighbors, their houses were like right in front of ours. And I'm sitting here, and my friend was there, my neighbor was there, so we were in the kitchen watching this unfold.
Yeah.
And there was nothing loving about the way she picked her up by the arm and slammed her on the ground. It looked malicious. Like she was so annoyed with her daughter, picked her up and threw her on the ground. And the girl just you know when they pause before screaming.
She paused like.
Yeah, because she was in pain. You don't pick a little girl up, lift her to your waist, and then throw her on the ground by her arm. That's messed up. That's dark.
Like why do you have to? Why should you have a child? Why you
can't control yourself.
You cannot control yourself.
You got to realize children are not supposed to be. I mean, not to say they're not supposed to be, but they're not. They don't understand it unless you teach it to them. You know, and sometimes you got to teach them a few times.
Sometimes these punishments are too harsh.
Way too harsh. Even in the States, you got people that will beat their children with extension cords, anything they can get their hands on, and they don't realize what they're doing. And then they wonder, why isn't my child visiting me in the retirement home? Because they remember, children remember how you treat them. I ain't never had to beat any children, and of course I'm not a father, but I've taken care of children. I ain't never had to beat the crap out of them to get them to do what I want. You just reason with them in a different way, and it's unique to each situation. I'm not saying you shouldn't hit children ever.
Yeah.
If that's your method, that's your method, but let it be within reason. Don't go messing up the child's head, you know, jamming them up, throwing them on the ground, because you can't control how you feel.
That's crazy.
That's beyond
because
crazy.
If you have,
what kind of parent is that?
You cannot control yourself. Before you have your child, you better fix yourself.
True, you better not have it. Some people didn't want children.
Yeah, I think a lot of people at the end of the time they have children they didn't plan to have.
True, yeah, they did.
It's because they
weren't responsible.
Yeah, many of these parents they didn't plan to have these children. Or maybe they take their situation with their family into the children.
Yeah, they do. Some of them.
Like they take on.
Like a lot of these wives that divorce and then they get a new, like the stepmother. The stepmother's usually terrible.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the street children I had was because the stepmother had kicked them out of the house or told the father that they were doing something, you know? So I don't know why they do it. Then I asked the BB in Moral Gore, she's 83 years old or 86 or something, and she told me the same thing. She said, trust me, it's almost always the stepmother. I said, why do they hate him so much? She said she doesn't know.
Evil is evil.
Evil is in people's blood. Some people. The devil don't look like a monster.
They say if a devil is a father of evil, who are the people who does evil? They are the children of a devil.
I ain't confused on what I'm looking at when I see people who do wrong. They're evil.
You see the devil.
You got to do here.
Where?
These ones you missed while I do these middle.
Woo!
Woo-wee! Wow. That's a lot of work, Catherine. See, now I'm tired. You're going to have to change this for tomorrow. All right? It's going to have to be tomorrow, guys. No, we're going to finish, but I'm going to turn off my camera. Peace out, y'all. Say bye, Catherine.
Hello. Bye.
Hello.
How are you doing?
How you doing?
Remember?
How you doing?
Did you turn my camera off?
No, you want yours off too?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go trade phones with this little kid.
Yeah.
This little man.